Hello. My proposition of fact speech is on millennials are too obsessed with nostalgia. Are millennials too obsessed with nostalgia? Let us look at the two key terms that immediately draw our attention when it comes to this topic: nostalgia and obsessed. Nostalgia, a wishful desire to return in thought or in fact to a former time in one's life, to one's home or homeland, or to one's family and friends, a sentimental yearning for happiness of a former place or time. Obsessed, when someone is always completely in love and happy about something or someone. As a millennial myself, I must disagree with the statement previously stated. I am obsessed with nostalgia, but not the type that is considered toxic. I am referring to nostalgic reminiscence, the childhood most millennials, which spans from the early 90s to early 2000s. I am sure that many of us millennials remember growing up with our favorite television shows like Pokemon, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Sailor Moon, and Dragon Ball Z, as well as our favorite video games, the Nintendo 64 and the very first PlayStation. These are just some examples of nostalgic reminiscence. Now, there is a type of nostalgia that is toxic, and it is called historical nostalgia. Now, I'm sure that very many of us have heard this over the past few couple months when it comes to this particular phrase. That is, make America great again. That term, that phrase, in and of itself, is considered historic nostalgia, which is toxic. Psychologically, nostalgia is both a good and a bad thing. According to Dr. Kristen Barcho, a professor of psychology at Le Moyne College, states that a 2015 study showed that nostalgic reminiscence can be a stabilizing force. It can strengthen our sense of personal community, reminding us that we possess a store of powerful memories that are deeply intertwined in our identity. Research that she conducted in 1998 has shown that nostalgic memories tend to focus on our relationships, which can comfort us during times of hardship. This shows the benefits of nostalgia. It gives us strength and makes us into the people we are today. Professor Kristen Barcha also states the psychological drawbacks of historical nostalgia. Unlike nostalgic reminiscence, someone who experiences historical nostalgia might have a more cynical perspective of the world, one colored by pain, trauma, regret, or adverse childhood experiences. It is this type of nostalgia that is toxic and potentially dangerous to obsess over. But are millennials obsessed with that type of nostalgia? Based on the articles I have researched on Google, including Why Millennials Are So Obsessed with Nostalgia by Katie Bernard, and The Real Reason Millennials Are Obsessed with Nostalgia by Faith Moore, it looks like millennials are obsessed with nostalgic reminiscence, not historical nostalgia. Katie Bernard states, Gen Z kids think they can relate to millennials and the way they grew up, but they just can't. Gen Z was born into technology, and frankly never experienced all the great things millennials did growing up. Faith Moore also makes a pretty good point, stating, our obsession with our childhoods is not so much a failure to launch, as it is a wide-eyed, eager response to a miracle we watched unfold. Everyone yearns for the past. We're just doing something about it. So, are millennials obsessed with nostalgia? Yes, but not the toxic kind. Thank you.